Okay, so when you think Tamiya, you probably think of those iconic Volkswagen Beetle RC cars, right? They're legendary.
Absolutely.
But here's the twist, and it's kind of surprising. They're most celebrated Beetles. They aren't the shiny factory stock ones.
No, they're the rugged ones, the modified desert racers, the Baja Bugs.
Exactly. So our mission today, in this deep dive, is to figure out why Tamiya's big Beetle vision was really, forged in dust, not on paved roads.
Right.
We're going to unpack this mix of engineering needs, smart company strategy, and just how culture played into making these RC cars such huge global icons.
It's a really fascinating story, actually. And it basically kicks off back in 1977.
Okay.
Shinsaku Tamiya, Tamiya's leader, a real visionary, he visited the United States. And at that time, most RC cars are pretty much stuck on pavement, little road car replicas.
Right, limited. So what changed? What was the spark?
Well, get this. He actually witnessed some real off-road desert racing. He saw those Baja Bugs, the real ones, just tearing up the terrain. And he saw the ingenuity, right? And it just sparked this epiphany, I guess you'd call it.
An epiphany. About what?
About the huge potential for RC cars that could go anywhere vehicles. It wasn't just about copying a car anymore. It was about offering like a whole new kind of freedom, new excitement.
That makes sense. So for anyone maybe not familiar, what exactly is a real Baja Bug? Where did they come from?
Good question. So the original Baja Bug pops up in Southern California. We're talking late 1960s.
Okay.
And enthusiasts, they took standard VW Beetles, loved because they were tough and simple, and they just radically modified them.
Stuff the desert, right?
Exactly. For brutal desert conditions, they'd cut the fenders way back for more suspension movement, bigger tires, obviously, add those cool tubular bumpers, tune the engines.
Yeah, you see those pictures. Very DIY.
Totally. Performance-driven, do-it-yourself spirit all the way.
Okay, so Shinsaku Tamiya sees this, has his epiphany, heads back to Japan.
Yeah.
What's the next step? How do you turn that inspiration into an RC car?
Well, that's where Fumito Taki comes in. He was Tamiya's top RC designer. And the task wasn't just make a model, it was recreate the experience of off-road racing.
The experience. That's key.
Totally. And that led straight to the Sand Scorcher. 1979, kit number 5801 scene for those keeping score.
A legend.
Absolute legend. And it was built on this revolutionary chassis. They called it the Special Racing Buggy, or SRB.
SRB, right.
And this thing, it blended scale realism, like looking right, with serious ruggedness, lots of metal parts, a strong FRP mainframe that's fiber-reinforced plastic.
And the suspension was pretty special, too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Really intricate. It had a double trailing arm front, swing axle rear, which is actually, interestingly, quite similar to the real VW Beetles setup.
Huh.
And oil-filled shocks, proper dampers for actual performance off-road. Really advanced for the time.
So was that complex design really necessary? Couldn't they have just, slapped a Beetle body on an existing chassis?
Well, that's the crucial point, actually. The Baja Bug body wasn't just picked because it looked cool.
Ooh. More to it than that?
Way more. It was basically a functional requirement, a standard Beetle body. With those full enclosing fenders, it just wouldn't work.
Why not?
Mechanically incompatible. Think about it. The SRB chassis had that long travel suspension, right? And those big knobby tires. They needed space to move, way more space than a stock fender would allow.
Okay. The fenders had to be cut away. Form follows function.
Exactly. The Baja look was the function for that chassis.
Right. And this really kicked off the 80s, didn't it? The sort of golden era for off-road RC. Tamiya was king.
They really were. And something else huge was happening culturally around then, especially in America.
What was that?
Monster trucks. The whole craze just exploded. You had pioneers like Bob Chandler's Bigfoot crushing cars.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that on TV. That's incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Around 83, it suddenly made monster trucks mainstream. Huge, loud, car-crushing spectacles.
So Tamiya, being smart, saw this.
You bet. And in 1986, they dropped the Monster Beetle, kit 5860, and it was just this brilliant fusion.
Fusion of what?
It took that beloved Baja Bug shape, the look everyone loved, and mashed it up with the raw, over-the-top power appeal of the monster truck craze.
Clever. And it used a different chassis.
Yeah. It used their ORV chassis off-road vehicle, same one as their successful Blackfoot monster truck kit. Durable, independent suspension, those CVA oil dampers again.
Okay, so what's really interesting here is the strategy, right?
Absolutely brilliant. The Monster Beetle, you could call it scale fantasy. It wasn't quite real, but it captured the imagination. And Tamiya, super cleverly, reused parts they already had.
Like what?
Like the Sand Scorcher's plastic body mold, they already had it, it was paid for, and the ORV chassis was proven.
Ah, so it's like platform sharing in real cars.
Exactly. Smart platforming, low risk, high impact product development, just genius business sense, really.
Now, you might think, given how iconic the Sand Scorcher and Monster Beetle are, that Tamiya only did these modified Beetles. But that's not the whole story, is it?
No, it's a common misunderstanding. They absolutely also made, and still make, these meticulously detailed factory stock Type One Beetle kits, like the standard road car.
Okay, and what chassis do those use?
Those typically go on their M chassis. It's an on-road platform they brought out in '94, designed specifically for smaller 110 scale cars.
So, built for smooth surfaces.
Right. They replicate on-road driving dynamics accurately. And if you compare them, these stock Beetles have much narrower wheels, track width, and smaller tires than the off-road buggies. Completely different purpose.
So let's get to the bottom line then. Could you take one of those nice stock M chassis Beetle bodies and just, I don't know, stick it on an SRB or an ORV off-road chassis?
Nope. Fundamentally incompatible. Not without some serious custom work anyway.
Why not specifically?
It just boils down to dimensions. The track with how far apart the wheels are is way wider on the off-road chassis. The wheelbase might be slightly different too, and crucially, those big off-road tires and the suspension travel.
They just wouldn't fit inside the stock fenders.
Exactly. No chance. The wheels would hit the body immediately. It simply wouldn't function.
So, wrapping this all up, Tamiya's legendary Baja Bugs, the Scorcher, the Monster Beetle, they're really this amazing product of vision, engineering needs, and perfect cultural timing all coming together.
Yeah. They weren't just models, they were pioneers. They basically created that whole go-anywhere RC experience. And that principle, form-following function, it's perfectly embodied there.
And while those stock Beetle models are great scale replicas, definitely have their place.
Yes, for a specific niche.
It's the Baja Bugs that became the true cultural icons, right? They defined an era, built a market.
No question. They really did.
So it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? What other iconic designs are out there, maybe in hobbies, maybe totally elsewhere, that weren't born just from wanting something to look cool, but from a really fundamental, maybe even radical functional need that ended up completely redefining what was possible in that category? Something to chew on.